Welcome to Excelcast number 3, part 2 of our video showing how to configure a default workbook for Excel and with our customized headers and footers. Okay, as you can see, we've got Excel open without any workbook open. So how do we open up a new workbook? The most normal way is to click on Alt on the File button, so Alt, F for File, N for New. And we have our options here for L for blank workbook and other templates that you might want to choose from. So if we pick our blank workbook, which is the normal one that we pick, we'll see that we have a new workbook open, ready to work with. So we'll type in Excel. Okay, what we want to get is the workbook that we open up to include our headers and footers. So let's have a look at what's included on this workbook by looking at a print preview. So as you can see, there are no headers or footers. Okay, so let's close that. Another option for opening up a workbook is Control and N. So again, we press Control and N, so Control plus N. So Control and N, new workbook. Let's close that. Okay, and let's look at our print previews. Again, there are no headers or footers in this. It's very important to note that Excel pulls these two files potentially from two different locations, and it's that method that we're going to take advantage of. We will open up our spreadsheet that we prepared in our last video, okay, which is called Book 1, and I saved it under the C temp. Okay, and we have our Book 1. Okay, Control Print, and we should see, yes, there we have our headers and footers that we created earlier. Okay, so where does Excel get its template from? So Excel's template, if we look at, we've got a Windows Explorer button and box open, we don't. Excel's template is saved under Users, the username, App Data, Roaming, Microsoft, and Excel, and XLS Start, or Excel Start. That is where Microsoft saves its default template to. Now again, I'm using Windows 7. On previous versions of the Windows operating system, it would, instead of being C drive users, it would have been C drive documents and settings and so on. Okay, another alternative place for Excel to get its template from is configurable through the options menu. So if we press Alt, F for File, and T for Options. Under the options, we can configure where Excel gets its template document from. So if we click on the Advanced button and scroll down to the General tab, it's near the end. Okay, so I should delete that out of it. So at Startup, open all files in. So where do we open our files in at Startup? So let's look at our Windows Explorer. So I'm going to look at our C drive. Okay, so let's create a folder on our C drive and let's call it Excel Template. Okay, I'm going to press F5 to refresh this to put it in alphabetical order. So there we have a folder, Excel Template, and let's go into it. Okay, so our folder, we've created a folder called C Drive Excel Template. Okay, I'm going to click up here to get the URL sort of written in an easy to understand format. I'm going to copy this, so Control C on the keyboard, or right click and copy, but Control C on the keyboard, and we'll paste it into here. So there we have it. At Startup, open all files in C:\/ Excel Template. So let's click OK on that. So we have our Book 1 that we've saved. So let's just remove that out of it. Let's save as on this. So again, so save as, so you can go through with your mouse, file, save as. Where do you want to save it to? Computer, browse. So again, let's count the number of clicks there. File is 1, save as is 2, browse is 3. Okay, so it took 3 steps to get to there. An alternative method of getting there is press the Alt and F2, function key 2. Alt function key 2, Alt F2, and you can see it's brought it straight up. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So Alt F2, we were save as, let's save it to C drive, Excel template. Now be very careful here, you need to call this book, not book 1 or book 2, but just book. There's possibly other ways of doing it, but I've always had trouble when I've done it any other way, so we'll just call it book and we'll save. Okay, so let's go back into the Windows Explorer that I haven't left open. So Windows Explorer, C drive, Excel template, and we can see our book. Okay, we may have a problem with this because we haven't saved it as a template file. It's an XLSX rather than XLTX. So let's have a look. Is it going to cause a problem? Close out of that. Control N, Control P, and indeed it has caused a problem. So Alt F, okay, book 1. Okay, so now again we need to do the same thing again. Alt F2 to save as. Remember to do, don't forget to do this, change it and save it as an Excel template. Okay, so C drive, Excel template, book.xlslt. Okay, so save. Okay, now we've saved it as a correct file format this time. Okay, so it should be under C drive, Excel template, book XLT. So let's delete this other one that we don't need. Okay, and let's close out of this. Okay, so now we're back into Excel without any workbook open. So we'll go Control plus N, Control and N. Okay, we have a template, we have a book 1 open. We'll type in Excel, and we'll go Control P to bring a print preview. And there we go. There we have it. We have our Excel open with our header and our footer. Let's close that. Okay, what is the other option for opening? Alt F, New, and L for blank workbook. And just put in something there and go Control Print and Preview. You can see when we go through that file, New, we don't get our headers and footers. But we go Control and N and Control P, we get our headers and footers. Okay, so let's go another step, and this there as well. So let's open our original one that we saved first. For some people, I know my background is accountancy, and I had to create files, multiple files on a daily basis. And every file had a similar thing. It had the client, year end, and subject. Okay, so that was on every file, every client that we worked on. So let's do a little bit of formatting in here. So we'll go Alt H, and we'll put in a bit of color. So what color will we use? We'll use some blue. And let's put in border as well, and we'll use all borders. Okay, and blue is not a great color, so let's change it. Alt H, use a lighter color. There we go. Let's change the column width. Alt H O W, and we'll put it to 15. Okay, and let's put in underline on this here because we might want to put in a subject name here. Alt H B O for bottom border. Okay, let's repeat that. F4 repeats. F4 repeats. Okay. So you can see you can put in the client name, etc. Okay, so let's save this as a template. So where we go for save as? Alt F2. Okay, and we should save this to our C drive. Okay, I don't want to overwrite the template we already have, so we'll create a new folder. So we'll call this folder Excel template 1. Okay, we have the folder. What did I forget to do? I forgot to change the file type. It should be an Excel template. And again, it goes back, tries to put it back into custom office templates. I don't want to put it there. I want to put it to here, Excel template 1, and we call this book.xlt. And save. So again, I keep closing out of this stuff. C drive, Excel template 1, there we go, book XLT. Okay, so we want to close this, Alt FT for options, advanced, and we need to remember we need to change the location that Excel is going to open it up from. Okay, and Control N. And that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Let's close out of Excel altogether. Let's minimize this. Okay, and let's go back into Excel, Alt R for run, or Windows R for run, Excel, and escape out of that, Control N, there we go. Perfect. Control N, there it's working. So we had to shut down Excel and restart it just for that change to take effect. Control N, Control N. Perfect. Every time you have a new spreadsheet, Control Print to look at what we have. There we go. Client, year-end, subject, header, and footer. Perfect. There's 10 minutes of formatting time changed saved every time you want to create a new workbook. So that's it for part 2 of our video on customizing headers and footers and configuring a default template. Excel cast number 4, we shall look at some basic formulas in the spreadsheet, or maybe we shall look at some printing and setting print areas later. I'll have a look at it during the week. Thank you, and bear with it. If you liked the video, please give us the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.